Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu Let's Play History und Vampire. Und zwar habe ich herausgefunden, hätte ich mal einen Reiter weitergeklickt, wie man hier weitere Waffen in die Auswahl nehmen kann. Ja, und zwar habe ich das Drachenfluchschwert einmal hier reingesetzt und die abgenutzte Lupara, also diese abgesägte Schrotflinte, für die Nahkampfabwehr. Tja, hier sieht man auch, wie viel Ausdauer, Leben, Blut man maximal haben kann, aktuell hat, welche passiven und aktiven Fähigkeiten man ausgewählt hat. Jetzt möchte ich mir einmal anschauen, wie sieht das denn jetzt im... Ja, okay, da kann ich jetzt 1, 2, 4 und die anderen Waffen kann ich gerade nicht auswählen, aber dann sollte das per Durchschalten auch möglich sein. Dann werden wir gerade nochmal gucken, ob wir das Schwert verbessern können. Teile des Griffs fehlen. Teile des Griffs. Was braucht man denn dafür? Muss man das erst verbessern, um das machen zu können? Versucht einen Schaden. Nimmt Blutpunkte auf, wenn die Waffe trifft. Oh, das ist auch gut. Oder verbesserter Schaden. Teile des Griffs, 3 Stück. Vielleicht gehen wir mal zu Milton und holen uns welche. Milton, der alte Dealer. Milton! Bring die Medizin zu Dorothy im Patientenzimmer. Ja, und zur Apotheke. Dorothy im Patientenzimmer. Welchen der 100.000 Patientenzimmer ist sie wohl? Was rezitieren die denn da immer? Pippa. Pippa, dich suche ich nicht. Aber das Y, dem sollte ich wohl mal folgen. Hallo.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Oh ja.
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Seemed pressing. Krankheiten verringern die Blutqualität eines Bürgers oder einer Bürgerin. Verwende die richtigen Medikamente, um sie zu heilen. Sprich mit dem PatientInnen im Zimmer hinter Dorothy, um den Gesundheitszustand zu kontrollieren. Hallo? Da sind ja 2.
This hospital seems to be falling apart. But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Guten Tag.
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reid?
Ja.
I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
Alle scheinen sie uns zu kennen. Fühlen Sie sich hier gut
What do you
beraten?
think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
Sie hat ihnen Geld abgenommen.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
Okay.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reid. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Nun denn.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
Womit verbringen Sie Ihre Zeit?
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick. Good evening. I'm Dr. Reid. Can I help at all?
No,
Really? Why are you here then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Drücke E, um den Gesundheitszustand zu kontrollieren. Die Heilung verbessert seine Blutqualität. Tja, wenn wir ihn denn tatsächlich
Do you
schnabulieren
need any
wollen.
help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
Behandlung gegen Erschöpfung. Aha. Erholt sich gerade. Hinweise benötigt.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
Ja, verständlich.
I
Wir
have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
werden den Mortimer mal in Ruhe lassen. Und wir sollten dann mal mit Dr. Swansea sprechen, schätze ich. Verlockung des Blutes. Bedenke, dass dir das Blut von BürgerInnen eine große Menge Erfahrungspunkte gewährt. Suche Bürgerin deiner Bannstufe oder niedriger und wähle sie mit Bedacht aus. Aber ich will nicht. Ach so, ich wollte noch zu Morty. Das ist aber nicht Morty.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reid.
Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague. Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor? Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
Aha.
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
A funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very relieved now.
Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
An interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too. Most people fear, or at least have a respect, for dead flesh.
Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death and the death of others. It's the pain we have to tame, not death itself.
How did you get this job?
After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business there. Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
Milton, Milton, Milton.
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No, I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't
As a
mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
So you're ready to die?
No, I am not. I don't fear death, for I won't see it. What troubles me is the pain my death will inflict to those I know.
You're a wise man, Mr. Chidana.
No, Dr. Reid. I am a foolish man. But I like to think otherwise.
Rakesh ist mir sympathisch.
Do you really believe goodwill cannot last?
As I said, sir, everything decays. If I was to never die, goodness, I would be bored or worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yes, but the good news is we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
Oder auch nicht.
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people here.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic, even unsafe. Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember? And all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
Ja, weil die anderen alle tot sind, oder?
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things. So I trade, I exchange. Some people sell, some others buy. I like to help.
Dann wollen wir doch mal schauen, was er
Please show me what you have to
zu
sell.
verkaufen
Of
hat.
course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
Das sind doch keine Schmucksachen. Das brauchen wir. Her damit. Kaliumpermanganat. Das habe ich doch im Chemieunterricht schon mal gehört. Opium. Dafür reicht das Geld aber nicht mehr. So, wir könnten verkaufen. Sehe ich das richtig? Theoretisch könnten wir auch verkaufen. Gibt es denn irgendwas, was wir verkaufen sollten? Na, wir brauchen wahrscheinlich nicht 100.000 Glasfiolen. Kann ich dann noch mal einmal Opium mitnehmen? Gut, danke für das Gespräch. Ihre Stadt braucht sie. Jedes Leben, das durch effiziente medizinische Hilfe gerettet wird, ist ein Stich ins Herz der Epidemie. Freiwillige machen den Unterschied. Melden Sie sich beim nächsten Registrierungsgespräch.
It's locked.
It's locked already. Ja, ich wollte mal zu Milton. Muss ich auf die andere Seite. Dumm, die, dumm, die, dumm, ja. Aus der Weg.
How long must I wait, damn it?
Blaming me will not further your agenda, sir.
How long's it going to take to fix me properly? A month? A year?
You have the right to disapprove of our methods, and you will kindly apologize when you're feeling better.
Pappnase.
Hospital seems to be falling apart. But in the circumstances,
Erstmal zu Milton. Ich verlaufe mich hier. Wo geht's zu Milton? Immer noch auf der falschen Seite. Muss da rüber. Zum Haupteingang. Hier lang. Und dann ist er hier bestimmt. Milton! Milton! Milton? Warte mal. Milton, da drüben.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Wollte ich ihn irgendwas fragen? Ah ja, wir haben was Neues herausgefunden.
Do you know that Nurse Hawkins is thinking of leaving the hospital?
That's not a surprise. We've talked about it already.
Does it not bother you?
Sometimes I think she may be right. We should run away while we can. Question is, where can we go? Where is it safe?
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reid. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Ja, aber ich habe gerade mein Geld ausgegeben. Ach, ärgerlich. Ich brauche den Griff und den Abzug, ne? Ja. Geht gerade nicht. Sorry. Also, wollen wir nochmal auf die Karte gucken. Ich habe die Quest mit der Apotheke. Und ich soll zum Herrn Doktor. Ein Verräter im Krankenhaus. Oh oh. Sollen wir erstmal das mit der Apotheke machen vielleicht? Das bedeutet, wir müssen hier raus. Hier rüber. Gibt es hier was zu lesen? Ja. Zerknitterter Brief. Ich habe deinen Scheiß satt, Clay. Wer schreibt denn da? Edwina. Was zum Teufel hast du getan? Die gesamten verdammten Docs zerreißen sich das Maul darüber, wie mein Mann diesen dämlichen Jungen aufgeschlitzt hat. Wie oft habe ich dir gesagt, du sollst bis 20 zählen, bevor du dein Messer ziehst? Ah. Ist das der den Cox überfallen hat? Wie sollen wir anständige Geschäfte machen und bei den Leuten Gehorsam einfordern, wenn du einfach alle umbringst, die dir über den Weg laufen? Jetzt suchen angeblich irgendwelche Jungs aus der Familie des Toten nach dir und einer von ihnen soll sogar geschworen haben, dich zu töten. Komm heute Nacht nicht nach Hause. Ich habe auf den Straßen seltsame Männer patrouillieren sehen. Das könnten irgendwelche kommunistischen Milizionäre oder so sein, die dich festnehmen wollen. Begib dich für ein paar Tage an einen sicheren Ort. Vielleicht in das Krankenhaus in Whitechapel. Mach dich wenigstens einmal nützlich und prüfe, ob wir da irgendwelche Geschäfte machen können. Wenn sich die Lage beruhigt hat, schicke ich einen Wet Boot Boy zu dir. Dann weißt du, dass du zurückkommen kannst. Ja, tatsächlich war sich das auf Clay bezogen. Och. And who are you? Clay! Also geht's dir wieder gut
Good
oder
evening,
was?
Mr. Cox.
Dr. Reid, still working at night, I see. I like that.
And why is that?
People who don't sleep at night always seem more alive to me. More interesting, one way or another.
Okay.
What can you tell me about your marriage, Clay?
Marriage is the sweetest cage, they say. Well, I found myself locked in one with a wild animal.
You mean your wife keeps you on your toes?
No, I mean, we both have claws and we both love to bite.
Am I right to assume your wife's letter pissed you off, Clay?
I was so mad I threw away the knife she got me when we got married.
Your wife gave you a knife as a wedding present.
That knife has always been my lucky charm. If I'd had it in my hand when I got stabbed on that pier, I'd not have been wounded.
A lucky charm? I never would have taken you as the superstitious type.
We all have our flaws, Doc. Mine's to have my weapon of choice for when the really dirty business comes around.
The really dirty business.
Do you want it back?
I don't need it here, but if you'd be kind enough to bring it to me, I'd be really grateful.
A grateful Clay Cox? I might just find your knife and bring it back to you to see that happen.
I can give you directions, but I'll be surprised if you manage to find it. My hideout isn't meant to be found easily.
Ist das jetzt gerade schon gefragt? Nee.
Am I right to assume your wife's letter pissed you off, Clay?
I was so mad I threw away the knife she got me when we got married.
Your wife gave you a knife as a wedding present.
That knife has always been my lucky
Ah ja,
charm.
doch, okay. Wollen Sie es wieder haben? Ja. Ist hier noch was Neues zu sagen? Über den Mann,
Do you
ja.
ever think about that poor fellow I saw you push in the water?
The wound he gave me will make sure I don't forget him. Still fucking hurts. Boss had cut me good.
What did he want? Revenge?
I recently had to kill his brother. Poor arsehole thought it would
Ich
be
musste
easy
sein
to
wohl.
return the favor.
Sie sind ein Monster.
Only the strongest survive, then? Survival at all costs. Is that all you think about?
I'm the toughest bastard you'll ever meet, Dr. Reid. And I don't give a fuck what you think of me.
That man was determined to murder you. You almost died.
What a surprise. The first time I met him, he nearly shit himself. Fucking coward. I guess revenge gives you balls.
Okay.
How is your hospitalization going, Mr. Cox?
This is a shitty place with shitty staff. But as long as I'm treated all right, I'll be fine.
What's wrong with the hospital?
Come on, Dr. Reid. The place is a dump. Smelly, sad, and dirty.
But you're alive thanks to the efforts and dedication of the staff here, aren't you?
What are you expecting, a medal? I thought that saving lives was just part of the job. Must be an unsatisfactory profession at this time, I'm sure.
What's wrong with the Pembroke staff?
That bastard you sent to bring me here, Milton. I thought he was going to break all my bones before I reached my bed.
I see. Any other smart comments?
The nurses aren't too ugly. Especially that foxy one, Nurse Crane. Pretty brunette, tough attitude, all like that.
Vielleicht sollten wir den hier mal wegschnabulieren.
How long do you think you can escape the law, Clay?
I know this city like the back of my hand, Doc. I know its streets, who to pay, who to avoid, and who to bully. I won't get caught.
We can't escape the consequences of our actions. The past catches up with us in the end.
I ain't afraid of death. I don't hide who I am. I live my life honestly, which is more than I could say for most folks.
And who are you, then?
I'm the leader of the Wet Boot Boys. One day, I'll leave this shitty place and punch in the face all who thought I would not come back.
Nun denn,
I'll leave you for now, Mr.
Revengar. Okay, na gut. Wir machen uns mal auf den Weg zur Apotheke. Wie es dort aussieht, schauen wir uns in der nächsten Folge an. Bis dahin, alles Gute, euer Jan.